Well, hey everybody, Daniel T. Adams, author, speaker, musician, blah blah blah, whatever else titles you want to put to it. The point is, welcome to my desk. You will notice something different on the desk today. No, it's not my Yeti cup full of water. I am trying to drink more water, so that's a good thing. Delicious. Tastes just like water. Anyway, what you'll notice is this guy. That's right, this is a Brother Compactronic 333 typewriter. And you might be asking why, when you have all these computer monitors around you and up here and all this stuff, you're a video guy, you're a website design guy, graphic design guy, why would you have a typewriter on your writing desk in the middle of the writing process for the new book, Imperceptible? Well, great question. So let's go ahead and answer that question. My writing began many, many years ago, probably when I was back around the 5th grade or whatever. But when I was about 10 years old, I walked down the street from where I used to live, and there was a house. And at this house, this woman was selling a typewriter, a Brother typewriter, very similar to this one here. And that was the first, I think, for $10 or something like that. I don't remember the amount, but it was something manageable for like a 10-year-old to be able to afford. For that, whatever that amount of money was, I slapped it down and I grabbed what became my very first writing instrument. It was a typewriter. Of course, every kid usually starts out in pen or pencil and a pad of paper. And I just thought I was like gonna be the next, Michael Crichton or James Patterson or whatnot when I had that typewriter, because I was like my first real writing instrument before computers came around. So like I was super pumped and super excited. And actually the funny thing was, the reason I mentioned the name Michael Crichton was because when I sat down with my typewriter back around the age of 10, I thought it would be fun to try and write the sequel to the book Jurassic Park. Of course, this is before I knew anything about copyright infringement laws. I thought it was a cool story, and I wanted to, now that I had my very first writing instrument, I thought, hey, why not, try to write the sequel to it? I can do it. I can handle it. I'm only 10. So anyway, so that was kind of like where writing really became more than just something that you do on a pad and paper. So it took it more out of kind of a hobby into something that really was driving me to want to move forward and really kind of give it my all. So just yesterday, my mother-in-law, Miss Christine Bowen, or my mom, as she is in my heart, bought this for me yesterday for only $6. She found this for $6, and it works. It still has the ink in it, and it's just awesome, and it was just kind of very reminiscent. So 25 years later, now the part of the story I haven't told you yet is the woman that I had bought the original typewriter from, who lived down the road from me, was Miss Christine Bowen. I ended up many years later marrying her daughter, and Heather, who's like the love of my life. And so I thought it was very funny how when I was 10 years old, I bought my first typewriter from her, and then when she saw this yesterday, 25 years later, she thought it was just, be really cool to get this for me. So I wanted to have it here to, first of all, just thank her, because she's an amazing author herself. If you have not checked out any of her stuff, please go to christinebowen.org. Amazing, inspirational nonfiction. She also has 2 children's books out there, 2 books in a series, the My Lamb children's book series. So if you have not yet seen that, if you have a child, or you know someone who does have a child, or you just see a lot of children in your day-to-day life because you work at a daycare or something, get these books. They're incredible. They teach great stories for the kids that really can just move the heart. But they're not just for kids, they're for adults too. So check it out, christinebowen.org. So that was the first reason I kind of wanted to show the typewriter. Now, you might be asking, am I using this to write Imperceptible? Not at all. My 50,000 words. That's right, you heard it. I just passed the 50,000 word mark. But anyway, so the 50,000 words that I've written so far for Imperceptible were not written on this machine. They were written on a computer. And so why am I bringing this up at the desk of Daniel T. Adams for this newest blog video? Well, it's because it has to do with the history of my life. This typewriter, when I look at it, and any time I'll use it, moving forward, it'll just remind me of where God has brought me from in my life, in the ways I've grown, and the things I've learned, and the things I've had to suffer through, and I've had to persevere through, and how the suffering and the perseverance builds character. So as I see this, it reminds me of where I've come from, and how much I've been able to grow in love and in truth. And so I wanted to tie that into the story of Imperceptible, because what you don't know about Imperceptible yet, and about the 4-book series of the Lawless Chronicles, is that is the story basically of my life, starting at about the age of 16, 17 years old, even though the main character, the ages might not be exact, but the events that happen in the story are not going to necessarily be exact to the events that have transpired, but it's the concepts of the things that I've lived through. The way that, the betrayals, and the way I found true love, and the learning about the battlefield of life, and all of that is going into this Lawless Chronicles series. And so when I saw this and got this yesterday, I thought, why not give you guys a glimpse about what the Lawless Chronicles will be about? So probably the last, I don't even know, 15 years of my life are all being condensed down into this 4-book series, starting with book 1, Imperceptible. And so that's why I thought it'd be a nice tie-in as the words are flowing and the story is coming into its own. I wanted to stop and give you a little insight as to what the book is about, a little bit more about the heart that is going into the book, rather than just the words that are being typed of the book. So that's something for you to look forward to. It's about my life and the life of my family as I have gone through this battlefield of life, and learning that our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against something that we can't always see with our physical eyes. So that is a little tidbit for you into what the Lawless Chronicles is all about. I'm super excited. I can't get these words out of me fast enough onto paper to try to go through this process, because I want this book done. I want book 1 out there with all of you so that you can read it and enjoy it, but also be inspired by it and maybe learn something from it. Because again, at the desk of Daniel T. Adams, it's about presenting facts through fiction. It's about presenting these things of life in a fictional representative way, but that can still inspire us and teach us things about life itself. So that's what I enjoy writing and reading, and I hope you do as well. So stay tuned. Don't forget, Beyond the Gate, my debut novel, still available on my website, danieltadams.com. My first short story, Strumming the Chords of Love, both there, ready for you to take a read. Grab a Snuggie and sit by a warm fire with a glass of cocoa and give it a good read. Of course, I can say that because it's still kind of winter time, although we are starting to near the end. Well, for most of us in the southern states, we're nearing the end of the winter months. For those in the winter or northern states, winter can drag on forever. But anyway, this is Daniel T. Adams. Thanks for stopping by the desk. I'm going to get back to playing on this typewriter a little bit. Thank you.